Hello, it's Wednesday, September 23. Today we're going to be looking at Luke chapter 16 together. I think it'd be a really good idea for you to read Luke 16 on your own. So why don't you pull out a Bible and read that passage, or if you want to read online, you can follow the link that I've posted alongside this video. So I'm going to do something maybe a little bit different today. We begin Luke chapter 16 with this really interesting and difficult parable. The NIV here labels it the parable of the shrewd manager. And I don't know for sure that I understand this passage, but I'm gonna float you a possible understanding of it and see what you think of this. So we have this parable where this guy is the manager for a rich man, and he's been accused of being dishonest, and in fact, it's pretty clear he is dishonest. And so the manager says that the rich man says that he's gonna get rid of this guy. And so this guy, trying to save his own skin, finds some of his master's clients and quickly reduces their bills so that they'll think highly of him. And then at the end of the day, the master comes and says, okay, you've acted shrewdly, you've acted dishonestly, you're going to keep your job. And it doesn't make a lot of sense to us here. And I think maybe that's kind of the point of this parable. That this manager does not act the way that he's supposed to. He's not righteous. He's not just. He tries to save himself, but really the only reason he's saved is because his master, the actual owner of all the possessions and money, comes and says, I'm going to keep you around. Not that you really deserve it, but I like you. And I think maybe that's supposed to say something about us as people, as God's people, is that we try to save ourselves. We try to play the game and make things right for ourselves, but we can't earn salvation. We can't make ourselves right with God. We can't pull the wool over God's eyes. And so why does anybody get saved? It's because God says, I like you. I'm going to save you. It's not something that we earned. It's grace. The master shows the manager grace here. He says, I'm going to keep you around. And God shows us grace. He says, you don't do what's right. You don't follow me. You're too concerned about money or power or popularity or whatever it is, achievement, success, fun. But I love you, and I offer you forgiveness and salvation in Jesus Christ. You know, the point of the parable is not that we should act like this guy. The rest of what comes after that makes this very clear. You know, that Jesus calls this guy dishonest, says that this is not right. He says that, you know, if you're dishonest with little things, you're going to be dishonest with big things. That if you can't handle somebody else's property, if you can't handle worldly things, why would God trust you with true wealth? Why would God trust you with your own things? And Jesus tells us we can't serve money and God. We have to serve God. He says that the people of the light are not so shrewd or dishonest. Jesus calls us to live as people of the light. So he's not saying be like this guy. He's not saying this is the way you should work, even if this is the way the world works. But I think he's saying that there's grace for us, that even though we don't work the way we should, that God offers us grace through Jesus. Jesus calls us from our sins then. We need to turn from our sins to believe in Jesus and follow him. But at the end of the day, we're saved. We're made right with God, not because we deserve it, but because God offers us grace. So that's my thought. I don't know if that's right, but I think that might be approaching what Jesus is trying to say here. If you've got thoughts or comments or questions of your own, please feel free to share them. Thanks again for watching. I hope that you have a great day.